Hi there. Welcome to my weekly live stream. My name is Kristine Weber, and I love to help mature yoga teachers allow their wisdom to shine. Hey, I've been working on this series of exploring the breath in different asanas, and today we're going to be working with chair pose. Well, actually, half chair pose, but I'll talk about that in a moment. Um, Somebody asked me a question about biomechanics the other day, and it was, why do you use your arms in a certain way and you're not firing your erector spinae enough? And so you're going to be straining the back. So that was basically her question. And it was interesting. And, I find biomechanical questions very fascinating because there are so many different ways you could look at things, right? So that is like my specialty is not biomechanics, although I love them and I think they're interesting. What I really specialize in is the physiological effects of asanas. That's what's interesting to me. I'm interested in the neuroendocrine immune effects of certain asanas and how it affects the mind, how it affects the brain, of course, how it affects the mind, and how it affects your physiology. And I think the simplest way is to to explain this is to use the Ayurvedic terms Brahmana and Langana. Brahmana meaning energizing. Well, actually, it's energizing is not exactly right. Brahmana more means like nourishing and sort of bringing a sense of strength into the body. And we all need that, right? Especially as we get older, we need nourishing. And then Langana means something like letting go and releasing and reducing. So practices that are Brahmana tend to have sort of a nourishing and strengthening component, and practices that are Langana tend to sort of let go of not what's not serving you, and they tend to be more exhale focused. And Brahmana practices tend to be more inhale focused. Now that's very simplistic and it's not exactly accurate, but it's sort of a nutshell, if you like. What we're doing today is going to be focused more on the exhale. So it has that kind of Langana quality, but it's also strengthening. You'll see it has to be, you have to be strong to do it. And also it creates strength in the system. Now, in some of my previous videos, so anyway, I wanted to say that because, like, if you're like, oh, she's not doing this right because the biomechanics or whatever, like, I'm interested in biomechanics and I'm super interested in safety and people being safe in asanas, but I don't teach I don't teach the kind of asanas that are as risky, let me say that. And also, my focus tends to be more on how is this affecting your nervous system. I wanted to be really clear about that because if you just want to know like alignment and like that's not me. Like I'm going to show you how to change your nervous system, how to build resilience, and how to increase your window of tolerance for life. Like that's what I use yoga for. That's what's interesting to me. Okay. All that being said, that's my stake in the ground. So all that being said, um, I've been teaching this series and I've been getting a lot of really positive feedback about, so I hope you see some of the previous videos about using the breath in asana. The breath to me is like this way that you massage yourself from the inside out. It is a way that you enhance and catalyze the effect of the posture, whether it's Brahmana or Langana or more Samana in balance. And it's a way that you affect the nervous system. So those are all things that are important to me when I'm teaching. I've been doing a lot of teaching in the past videos on like the inhale. We did Warrior One, and I was doing some lateral bends. So today I thought it would be nice to explore the exhale. And Ardha Utkatasana, which is the half chair pose, is one of my favorite ways of teaching. Like it's sort of like a great way to teach not just how to exhale, but the power of the exhale. That's what I wanted to say. It really teaches you how powerful your exhale is, and that's what I love about it. So I'm going to back up a little bit, and if you're on Instagram, you might want to hop over to Facebook. It'll be easier to hear me because I got my headset on. So Arda, so I'm going to show you from the side, right? And we use this inhale to lift the ribs up out of the hips. And then the exhale is like concentrating in the belly here. It's like all the work goes right here. into the belly. And you come down into that Utkatasana, the half chair or squat, right? Then you can take your arms to cactus, which is nice, and lengthen your spine and breathe in to come up. Exhale down. So we'll do that again. I'm standing sideways so you can really see what's happening here in the belly. So the inhale is like the ribs lift up. You don't have to use your hands. The hands give more appropriate interoceptive feedback. Right, and exhale here, but let's not go down yet, just so we get another breath in. Okay, so inhale, lift the ribs up out of the hip. And then exhale, everything goes right to your navel and below your navel, and then solar plexus, but it all starts at the navel. And you come down and pause here at the end from the squat, and then go back to cactus arms, lengthen, inhale back up. So coming up, yeah, I'm using my back muscles, but I want to use my strong leg muscles and push down into the legs. You want to use everything. It's not just your erectors, using everything to come back up. Okay, so lift that, we'll do one more time. Lift those ribs up. Inhale, exhale right from the navel and below the navel. And I want you to feel that power in your belly here. That's strong, strong belly. Keep the belly strong. Cactus arms, lengthen the spine, come back up on your inhale and release back down. So how does your belly feel after doing that? You feel a little bit of a massage that we just got from the exhale. And I hope you feel the power of the exhale too. The exhale is like an incredibly powerful tool to understand how to use in certain poses. And it also is massaging the digestive organs. And then we do it in all these different poses, like twists, forward bends, twists, even sometimes in coming out of bridge pose, lying on your back, drawing your knees to your chest, like all of those ways help you learn the power of the exhale. And when that exhale is full and complete, it gives you more opportunity to breathe in. So, and what this is, and I don't want to talk about like this is oxygenating your blood or anything, because that's not right. It's about the balance between the O2 and the CO2. That's what's going on in terms of the respiration benefits. But what's more interesting to me is using the asana to expand and tonify, if you like, all the structures of breathing, right? So everything that's going on, not just the diaphragm, but also the muscles between the ribs, the secondary musculature of breathing, and then the belly, which is your secondary musculature of exhalation, right? So strong core is going to translate into better breathing. And the strong core is not just blasting your core by doing a ton of sit-ups or whatever, it's working the belly on the exhale. I hope this is interesting. Let me know, leave some comments. It's really nice to have you here, and I'll see you next week. Lots of love.